Hi everyone, I am Praveen Chetty and I welcome you all to this video lecture. In my previous video, I discussed the characters, annotations questions, and some short notes on the play The Refund. In this last video on The Refund, I'll discuss the theme and we will analyze the play. Looking at the theme, the main theme of this play is failure of education system. Um, if you look at the play, we know that Vesakov is an educated person, but he is not able to find a suitable job, and education is not employable, or the student doesn't possess the skills that are required for the job. So because of that, Vesakov was fired from his previous employer, and that's why Vasakov's friend Lederer asked him to go to the school and get back his tuition fees because his education did not provide him any skills. So then uh, we know that that's the reason why Vesakov goes to the school to get his refund. So Vesakov was not able to get a job, and even if he gets one, he finds it difficult to continue in that job. And this failure of education system is also due to the failure of examination system. So we know that um, Masakov was tested by the teachers, and in the test, the teachers ask meaningless questions, and Vasakov also gives meaningless answers. And he gives meaningless answers because he wants to fail the test and he wants to get back the tuition fees. But the questions themselves are meaningless, or sometimes you can call they are rubbish. And the education system is mostly based on memorization. So, so it doesn't test, the examination does not test any skills. So the examination also contributed to the failure of the education system. And if you look at the results that Vesakov was given, also lack credibility. So um, the results do not reflect the ability of the students, and even though Vesakov gives wrong answers, he gets distinction, and in the re-examination he gets distinction, but it is likely that that distinction is not going to give him any new job. Another thing that contributes to the failure of education is the teacher's attitude. In the school, you know that it's not just teachers, even the principal seems to be a bit rigid, and he doesn't try to understand the real reason why Pesakov asks for the refund. So the teachers seem to be selfish. They are more concerned about their own job and the false reputation of the institution rather than the well-being of the student. So when the teachers or the principal talks, they are not very concerned. They do not show any sympathy or sincerity in supporting and guiding Vesakov. So the teachers represent a narrow-minded individuals who lack professionalism, who do not really want to improve the skills that are required for the students' well-being. Then the failure of education system is also due to students' attitude. So if you look at Vesakov's behavior, we know that he attitude is something of something on it's on the negative side. So he does not respect teachers when he comes to school. He scolds them, or he tries to irritate them by calling by their nicknames, and um, he is ready to lie or do anything to get back the tuition fees. So another thing that contributes to the failure of education here is the teacher-centric education and not student-centric. So the education is not based on what students require or their changing needs. It is more about the uh, teachers' convenience. So these themes are highlighted by the use of humor. So the writer uses humor to focus on the theme, and you can see that there is a lot of humor when Vasakov approaches the school to get the refund, or when the teachers ask questions which contain the answers, and then there is humor in the way Vasakov is trapped by the maths teacher. ಸೊ ಹ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಾಸ್ಯವನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ ಈ ನಾಟಕಕಾರ ಆ ಥೀಮ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೆಟೈರ್. ಸೆಟೈರ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿಡಂಬನೆ. ಅಗೈನ್ ಸೆಟೈರ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ದ ಥೀಮ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ you can see that there is satire when the teachers defend Vesakov's wrong answers, and even Vesakov gets a good grade in the school. He's not able to get education. So that's a satire, we can say, and that's about the theme of the play. Now, coming to the analysis, we can analyze the play in terms of structure, that is exposition, complication, resolution. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಈ ನಾಟಕವನ್ನು 3 ಹಂತವಾಗಿ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರಡಕ್ಟರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಉದ್ಭವ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ನಂತರ ರೆಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅದರ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್, the servant goes to the principal and tells that Vesakov has arrived, and Vesakov talks to the principal, and principal consults the teachers and talks to them, and he sets the time and place for the retest. So that can be considered as exposition, the introductory part. Then complication is when Vesakov is asked to take his retest by the masters. The complication starts. Vesakov was asked to take a test by history teacher, physics teacher, and geography teacher, and finally the maths master. So in these tests, masters or teachers they get a upper hand, and Vesakov's wrong answer brings temporary success when he tells an answer to the question on light asked by the mathematics teacher. And Vesakov is very happy because if he fails, he is going to get back the refund, and his intention is to fail. So whatever question is asked, even if the teachers provide him answers, he's not ready to tell the answer. Instead, he wants to prove that he is not eligible to get a certificate, and his education is not good. So he's quite happy when he's trapped by the maths teacher. When he was asked a question by the maths teacher and he fails to answer, so he's happy with that situation. And there's an unexpected twist in the play towards the end, when the maths teacher asks him the amount of money that has to be repaid. So the maths teacher innocently asks him, and he in getting Vasakov wants to get money, and in that excitement, Vasakov he is caught, and he's caught in that trap set by the maths teacher. And the resolution is when the principal presents the results of the re-examination, and the principal congratulates the teachers for getting that result, and which seems to be very absurd and foolish. And then teachers' anger shows that they are immature, and the final remarks by the principal and teachers only underscores or reiterates, or you can say shows that the failure of education has failed the student. So we can also analyze this play in terms of an individual and the system, an individual taking over the system. So here, individual is represented by Vasakov, and the institution is represented by the principal and the teachers. So the conflict raises doubts about the education system that was prevalent in Europe during those times. So um, there is there are absurd questions and ridiculous answers and ingenious explanations. The explanations given by the teachers for Vasakov's answer seem to be very foolish, and it only shows that the writer wants to satirize the kind of education system which was prevalent during those days. And um, it is not just about the education of those days. I think it has got a lot of relevance even the education even today. When we look at the present education system, we find that there is some similarity with what prevailed in Europe during those days. And there is a um, play acted on the stage by some students, and you can go to this YouTube link to watch. I hope you enjoyed this class. Thank you very much.